Yo, I'm just driving right now and listening to some crazy amazing book, and it's called The Physics of Business. And the guy is basically applying laws of physics to any business, any situation in life, and how he explains about friction and flow and understanding and how the energy works and where the energy is created and where it's taken away. And a lot of shit in this world takes a lot of fucking energy from us. Energy is flying everywhere, but we are based on energy. Everything is energy around us, and the more we are able to control and understand where our energy is going, we are able to eliminate the stress and the amount of energy it takes to get to a certain stage. Or basically what I'm trying to explain is everything takes energy. So let's say today I could look at a situation and just trip out and stress and you know, and be all fucking confused and just tripping out and don't know what to do. And that takes a lot of energy, eats my energy, and doesn't give any results back. It's just basically a wasted energy, you know. It's useless energy. It's unproductive energy. And looking at the same situation, so let's say in one day you get a lot of fucked up things that happen. A person calls you and she's taking 15,000 off your bill, and you're behind, and the other person calls me, when are you going to be back? When are you going to finish the job? And the other person's calling that we have Ramadan and we got to get this job done, and the other person's calling, where the fuck is my sink? And where's my faucet, and when is this job going to be done? And the other person's calling, oh, like, it's been 3 months, we're not using our kitchen, when the kitchen is going to be done? And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? All this shit is happening and flying around, and you're just like, whoa, you know, what the fuck? And 2 years ago I would totally trip the fuck out. I would just be flipping the fuck out of myself, and just I remember a moment where I just stood in a warehouse. I really thought I'm gonna explode, because when you really take all this information in, and there's a lot of negative energy coming from other people, because not fully my fault, but because I am taking it as being the responsible one, taking the hit and spreading it onto others. All this energy, I'm taking it in, and taking the responsibility for for keeping this energy and not passing it by, or passing it through, or just letting it go, making it a flow. So there's always these complications. 2 years ago, this is my reflection, where there's so many decisions that had to be made in one day, and there's only one person, and you have 2-3 guys that are installing, but you have 8 different jobs that are calling, or 10 or 15 different jobs, and 3 of them are very fucked up, and the client is very upset, and the rest is going good. And then you're just like fucking ripping your brains out and your hair out, trying to figure out the situation, and just saying, that's it, I'm fucked, this is the end, and like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? So in this kind of state where you're totally confused and lost, you take a lot of your personal energy, and you start getting a headache. You gotta smoke, you gotta go get drunk, because to calm down all this negative energy that build up on you, you gotta do something. But this is where the trick comes in, and this is what I understood today, that when you actually slow down, and for example, when all this situation that I just explained is actually happening right now, and the way that I would react 2 years ago is the way that I reacted, where it would explode me with decision-making process, and I wouldn't know what to do. And because of that responsibility, and taking it in, and not understanding how it looks from the side, where this doesn't really fucking matter. None of this shit matters, and all of this shit will go by very soon. And then tomorrow you're gonna be laughing at this situation and just saying, like, what the fuck, did this really happen? Like, did I actually do that? And and it just flies by. It goes, and it doesn't matter. So at the end of it, when you realize that you still gotta be pushing, you're just enjoying and having fun and shifting things around until it flows, until it goes, until it flies, That's all you're basically doing. And when again, what this guy is explaining is perfect fucking physics. Well, now it's physics to me, but before it's just like a language that I could not understand that just opened up and became available and understood. Like all this energy, and I do believe in energy. I believe in energy more than anything else, because everything is based on energy. Everything is, we have outside experiences, we have dreams, and it's all energy that just like becoming part of our reality, and it's mixed. We're some people say we're dreaming, and it just some people say we live in two different worlds, and who the fuck knows? That I don't know, but I know everything is based on energy, and energy is vibrating and bouncing around. And when you have all this obsession, and again, people could be obsessed for many different things. Some people are just like that. They're naturally fucking pissed off at life, and then when they do something and you're involved in the project, they're gonna fucking put that shit on you, and they're gonna piss the fuck out of you. And that doesn't mean you have to take it. That doesn't mean you have to fucking explode yourself and just, dive down and hang yourself. No, that's not what it means. What it means is just, at this point of time, this is the information that you got. This is the situation that you got, and all this negative information coming from this situation right now. But this is all fixable, and then you just look at the thing that mostly, the first thing that just pisses you off, and you make it simple, and you solve that issue. You do one thing at a time, and the rest you just tell, I'm sorry, this is all I can do. And that's it. It's fucking simple. There's no fucking rocket science. And you just gotta, now I just understand it. Today, when reading this book on physics, I understood it. And the other point is that like my sales process, realization came to me today that I actually sit down and I analyzed the numbers and figured out a linear foot number. What are we charging people and what it's costing us? I'm already have a pretty good information on what it's costing us. And why is it costing us that much? Because everything is so complicated. The system doesn't have a fucking flow. It doesn't flow because it's not simple enough. When it's simple, it flows. So looking at the numbers, for example, I am going to every job and telling people that I will prepare a 2020 design and I will raise my price on that, and that's how it's gonna go. But then it creates complication and it adds time it adds extra time that I'm losing just quoting these jobs that I don't need to be quoting. And then again, it just, you trying to figure out all the installation, adding, subtracting, and all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, you end up at same linear footage. You end up at a number that you need to be making in order to be profitable. Just a simple fucking number, which is cost per linear feet, cost per linear foot. And again, it's just a number where I'm spending so much time trying to figure out, making sure we're gonna make money and doing all this invoicing, breaking down prices, and then the clients are busting my balls because everything is broken down, and they look at that shit and they're like, what the fuck? Let me take this out, change that to this, what does this mean, and that, and then the invoice comes out at the end of the day. You're making fucking nothing. You're giving them a beautiful product, but you're making fucking nothing. And this is how it goes, It's just all these calculations, complications, arrangements, and calculations are just fucking heavy duty. Everything is much simpler, could be much simpler, and much more exciting when there's flow. So when there's information, there's no double entry, there's no over calculations, there's no subtractions, additions. It just flows. It goes in one pile and it comes out of one tube. And that's it, man. And it just, again, I had that vision of myself just going to a house and giving quotes right on the spot. So, just like telling people at the spot, like, this is the price, and being confident that this is the price. And I know if I'm When I'm busy, I could be raising the price, but I'm still, let's say, for at the moment when I'm busy, I'm 680 a linear foot, and this is where I start, and I don't give a fuck, you know, because I have job, and this is, I go in, I quote it, quick, get in, come out, done, and that's it. There's no complications, no nothing, you know, just it's done on the spot, printed in the car, and fucking here you go. Thank you very much. Call me if you need me. And it's done. It's a done meeting, and there's no follow-ups on none shit, man. There's no follow-ups. It's just simple, you know. It's simple. It's a client has, you have the information. Client has the information. Client knows you're the fucking man. You're the best. You do the best shit. You're the best in town, and you have a portfolio to back it up. And on the way to, the plan is to write a book. Make a portfolio with the book, with investors or just sponsors of this book. Will be the winery, and just passion with fashion and design. Fashion and design. And this book is going to be fucking amazing, you know. It is going to have a little bit of design, it's going to be a little bit of passion, how things turn out, and how people feel passionate, and what they do, and how they live, you know, what makes them happy. So it's the passion part of the book, and then the fashion is just, again, you know, the changing world, changing lives. This is fashion, you know, everything is fashion. Where we live in a world where things are changing, and fucking fashion changes, and we're changing, and it just, you know, there has to be flow. There has to be a flow in this life, and you gotta stop creating friction and complications, you know. You gotta stop doing it the long way. Yeah, you gotta take the highway, the simple way, you know, no traffic. Look at your fucking GPS. But yeah, it's a very amazing fucking moment. It's just today looking at this, comparing prices of our previous year's project, and just like realizing that what the fuck, like Berta was right, just teaching us how to make it simple, how to make things simple. And yeah, it doesn't fucking, it's just crazy. It doesn't fucking matter, you know, what you do. It's just you simplify it. And even drawing stuff, for example, for my dad, simple, very simple. He can do a floor plan in SketchUp. Very simply, he can show it to clients and just give them a quote and say, fuck, you know, expanding. It's just simple. It's very simple. Opening it up, drawing a couple of lines of floor plan, giving a quote, and that's it. Peace the fuck out. Nothing complicated, nothing, you know, overwhelming. It's just simple. If you make it simple enough, and you use SketchUp to do a floor plan, and you make simple enough that you multiply linear feet you get from your SketchUp by the amount of by the cost of the linear foot, which is, for example, Igor's bar upper cabinets you go 250, base cabinets you go 300, and then glass cabinets you add 100, and you get a number. And this number is just a number that you give to the client. You put in the prepared quote with the pull down menus, and you're done. You have a fucking quote and go forms. You have this quote, and this quote is just, you pick and choose, you multiply it by the things, and done. It's fucking simple, you know. Go forms, and then you send it to the folder. You create a folder, you put it in the file, and finito. Or you print it right away on the fucking wireless printer, and you put it in the folder, and you're ready to meet the client. With SketchUp, with fucking, you know, just, like, it's just fucking fast, man. Everything is fucking fast. That's it. You organize the shit, and you're done. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot of energy to do that, to simplify things. And again, in your natural state of mind, and you just gotta think, how would you do it? You know, how would you simplify it? So this process is just, for me, it looks simple, and then I'm gonna teach it to somebody who doesn't know nothing or doesn't know much about computers, and that's my dad. You know, but just simple, make it simple and cool. And yeah, show them how to organize pictures, how to back up stuff, how to make notes, how to research, how to find out, how to skip, and how to record on a pen and your notes and your voice notes, and just, it's just not complicated. So the idea is to simplify it. Today, again, because of understanding this book and applying it and reviewing right away what's happening in my real life, in my situation right now, I really realized that it's very different, very different being, having this understanding that are like, actually, it's blowing my mind of, having these experiences where recently, I listened to the Practicing Your Mind book, and that's a different book before I bought The Physics of Business, and it just, again, it's explaining how our thoughts is generating, and where our thoughts are coming from, what they are, and why things are happening the way they are happening, and how everything is based on emotions, and how ego is playing its role in your body, in your mind, in your life, and how you become your ego and you don't see your true self. And then when you start realizing and you start being aware of the situation, and you're starting to have the ability to look at the things from a third eye. You just see things from a third eye, where you don't let bullshit just go through you very easily. And knock you off your feet, you are able to now take every emotion and redirect it, make it flow into a different direction, and just kind of filter it through this heavy duty filter where it's like, you gotta be here right now, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna pay you, start charging you daily and all this shit, and you guys are gonna be done, and what the fuck is this, and I paid you all the money, use your money wisely, you use my money fucking wisely, and I don't have the product, and what the fuck, get here now. And this is your 5th call of the day like that, and you're just like, okay, hold on, no problem, let me see what I can do, I will try to do my best. And all of this becomes irrelevant and not as you just change the friction of the situation, and you calmed it down, you relaxed it, and you put the fire out. And it's just amazing to see that, and having actually, listening to that in a book, and then having the ability to experience it while I'm listening to the book, which is fascinating and mind-blowing. And again, it's just because it's like another exploration of this life and this world, where it's energy, and again, energy, going back to physics and the basic laws of physics. It's energy. Everything we do, and business and everything else and everything around us is energy, it's flow of energy. And when you create fiction and make things complicated, the energy gets stuck and there's no flow. So, you gotta create flow, nigga. But amazing, again, to say very grateful for just stuff, for my 12-12 awakening, or 11-11, and then 12-12 is the number, angel's number. And I thank this angel that are awakening me and giving me this information and just guiding me through this process where I'm ready to accept it and take it and